Kaos Nova, and I'm presenting this double feature of emulation to you to show you what I've learned and what I wish to share with you concerning OpenEmu and RetroArch, two great emulator platforms. They're both multi-system emulators, and which these instructions have proven great to my audience so far, so I want to put them together as one great, up-to-date double feature so you can go enjoy it. In the meantime, enjoy this double feature. Enjoy what it has to share with you and how to get things running when it comes to OpenEmu and RetroArch as emulators, and enjoy the ride. Another tutorials episode here. So I want to show you a little bit about RetroArch. So there we go. And I'm going to have the link to this in the description. So RetroArch is a huge multi-emulator, multi-system emulator, and it's one of those great cases where you can put many different systems all emulated in one, similar to OpenEmu. However, unlike OpenEmu, RetroArch is actually being updated. OpenEmu has not been updated for more than a year. In fact, almost 2 years, going back to 2021 is the last time it updated. So unless OpenEmu gets updated further, it's going to eventually become obsolete. Even though in the meantime, you can enjoy some things on OpenEmu, although certain functions in OpenEmu, such as GameCube and other Gen 6 systems, the current version of OpenEmu are not running very much at all. So that is an issue. But this one is still being updated, so it's something that could keep going for a while. It also is a community where you can buy merchandise to support the makers of RetroArch. So get back, we're going to go into RetroArch, and here's the downloads. You just need to look at what your operating system is and how you can get it. So many different operating systems. So there isn't really an operating system, a major operating system that you have but do not have. So, and it even goes here. Okay, what is your operating system? Oh, Mac OS. So this is the versions you can download. In the meantime, I'm going to go and access RetroArch. Here, so they get into RetroArch a little bit. So RetroArch, it works as a command line interface, which is different from OpenEmu because OpenEmu is, and I'm going to show it for comparison here. OpenEmu works a little different. I'm going to go to OpenEmu and we're going to just compare them side by side. So OpenEmu, yes, OpenEmu is more of a graphical interface, and RetroArch is command line interface. So here we're going to look at load content. So we're going to look for Double Dragon. So here I have the Double Dragon, but before you do any of these things, we're going to go, we have to make sure you actually go and use the back button here. You have to make sure you get the cores, because it comes without the cores for the systems you want to emulate on OpenEmu. So you have to load core. So Microsoft, which is Xbox emulation, Game Boy Color. There's more than, and there's also more than one core. So you just have to think, okay, what system, what core for emulating a certain system works the best on mine. So, and you have to use your keyboard. It's a little bit annoying, but to go advance downward here in the menu a little bit. So I do not have anything for that, so I'll go back. But yeah, you have to set aside a game folder. So I'm going to go here, get a game folder, games. So this is where I just put the various games for RetroArch, and now I go back here, and it has to make sure I have the core for it. So I have NES core, NES. Yes, I have Nestopia, so that works. So now going back to the menu, in order to get the content, you have to go find the files manually. So you have to go in a directory manner. So you go through users, and then you go to so now it's going to check on the file and make sure the file works. So you have to go around and look for the files in order to load them. It's a little annoying, but it happens. But it works because I downloaded the GameCube core. So just to go back. Now I'm going to make sure I get a core. So you look and see what cores I can get here. So your Saturn. All right. That's a general idea of how it works. So just to finish this off, I'm going to actually go and play Double Dragon. All right, let's start. Now you can also go on by the button, make it full screen. So we're getting started. We're going to start playing really well. So we're going to classify the game of Double Dragon. Linda Lash. Now in Double Dragon, the team does pretty well. So I'm not using the weapon because the weapon gives me lots of experience for leveling up my moves. Uh-oh, a Bobo. All right, let's finish it this way. Oh, no. But anyways, that is the emulation. So now we're gonna, and now you go here, you pause. So I pause it, and I can just close it. Hello there, this is Kaos Nova. So today we're going to be talking about OpenEmu, which in a funny coincidence recently with the new year coming, it turns out that when I was thinking of making an episode for OpenEmu, the emulator platform, they just released a new update, version 2.4, before I could even finish making this episode. So I decided to go along with the plan that I had, and you can even look at the ending screen for my previous one on Elder Scrolls Oblivion to feature OpenEmu in the next episode, because I was figuring, what can we do with it since it won't update? It's going to die out because it won't update, and we'll, due to obsolescence. But apparently, it updated right with convenient timing to when I was making a new episode. So instead of doing what I was going to do, I'm going to go and just simply make an episode about OpenEmu. The update, make an episode about the and what works from it, and how it all goes. So I made some shorts about it when I made the discovery, because those are easy to make. And let's get started. Let's start talking about OpenEmu. So OpenEmu is a multi-system emulator which emulates various game systems, arcade, Nintendo, NES, Sega Genesis. Now, before I start this out, I'm going to put a disclaimer here. Own the game that you're emulating. Okay? That's the rule, and I just have to get this disclaimer out of the way. Own the game. And that's the rule I go by when I do my emulation. And emulation is cool because you can often get higher performance and more interesting graphic settings than the original system. I can run N64, and using these custom graphic settings on OpenEmu, I can get a better display. I can even record in 4K if I want to. But the thing is, have fun and go by the rules. Well, let's get that out of the way. So to begin, OpenEmu has been a multi-system emulator. It was supposedly doomed to obsolescence due to the last update. So last system update for OpenEmu was in late 2021, and now we're in New Year's 2024 with the big surprise that they updated OpenEmu. So what does it mean? Either this is a final goodbye from the OpenEmu community, or they've generally revived updating. Or maybe they just took a long time to update because they were busy with something. I don't know. But it's great to see that they have come forward with an update, and it feels great to get started, get chugging, and get working with this. So we're going to go get started, and I'm going to show you how OpenEmu works. And I like OpenEmu a great deal because it is a graphical user interface. RetroArch is good too. You just have to really be familiar as a type of DOS nerd to use it, because it is a command line interface for RetroArch. But overall, OpenEmu is still good for the time being as an emulator for a macOS user. So with OpenEmu, you can see there's this huge variety of systems, and we are going to get started. So before we show you how to take care of controller input on OpenEmu, we're going to go and get the bad news out of the way. That's how I always do it. I take care of the bad news first. So bad news here is that there has been some functionality lost for some of these systems. So one of the there's a few that I can list here that don't quite work so well anymore. Those include Final Fantasy VII if you're using the PS1 emulation platform. It includes Mario 64 on the Nintendo 64 using Mutant 64 platform. And I'm going to be checking other systems, but these are the games that I like to play a lot of. So I noticed immediately that they don't function so well. But most of the games which I own and I also emulate, because remember, you should own the games you emulate, work pretty well. But this is the one big decrease in functionality I've noticed. So here, that we've gotten the bad news out of the way, we're going to go into getting a controller working on OpenEmu. So this part should be pretty fun. It can be confusing, but when I show you how this works, it gets a lot easier. Alright, now getting started is pretty easy. First thing you have to do is open up the app, OpenEmu, and now you have to go make sure you have it set up for your controller. So in order to do this, you have to go to your settings. So go up to settings, and you'll find the controller in the settings part. See all this one, in this case it's N64. Now go to the settings. Settings. Now we go to, alright, so here we're going to go to controller. Now we make sure that the controller is the system we're looking at. So here we have Sony PlayStation, so we pick that one, and now we get drop down with whatever controller. The controller can be either plugged in by USB or it can be Bluetooth, such as PS1. It's either PS4 controller known as DualShock. I really recommend it for emulation. The Bluetooth connection works on both PC and Mac. It's great. And you can use the controls on the PS4 DualShock controller on just about any game system on OpenEmu. So we're going to start the PlayStation emulation. And the next section I'm going to do is going to be showing how to get the PS1 BIOS. So I'm going to have a link in the description as to how to get those BIOS files, and it should be good. Now, one feature that's changed with the update is you have to go to the drop-down menu for loading or saving states in this game with this emulator. That's a change I'm not very happy with, but it happens. And this is right here, Spyro the Dragon for PS1. Loading BIOS is incredibly easy thanks to the graphical user interface. So now we just have to do a click and drag the BIOS files right into the window for OpenEmu. And maybe there's a check mark you have to check off, so go ahead and click off the check boxes and hit apply, and those BIOS will just be added. See? So easy. That's why we like this multi-system emulator, because it makes things very simple. Adding ROMs is incredibly easy as well, thanks to the graphical user interface of OpenEmu. Take a look. You have the ROMs files. It's just a click and drag right into the window, and they will be added automatically, unless there's issues with the files. So easy. Now you can find more of these how-to videos from myself, Kaos Nova, by just choosing the hashtag of Kaos Tutorials. It's very easy, and I look forward to seeing how I can help you understand how to get things done. I really want to help, and I really want to share my knowledge, so check out the hashtag. And now that we have the ROMs added, I'm going to do one of the ROMs that we have added. I'm going to boot up Super Mario All-Stars. Full screen, and get started. Alright, so with the graphical interface, we're going to talk about modifying and deleting ROM. So first you go to the ROM, and you have a drop-down menu. So you can go and see where it is on your computer. That's easy. And that way, if you want to transfer the complete ROM, that's how you do it. Now the other part is if you want to say, what if you want to rename or delete it? Well, that's also in the same drop-down menu from clicking on the ROM. There's cover artwork, try that. And here's the delete game. Deleting the game will take everything about that ROM and put it in your trash folder, okay? So if you are going to make a decision, it should better be final, because it is a deletion. Okay, it goes into the trash. That's it. Unless you want to retrieve it from your trash folder. So there it is. I deleted it for that demonstration. Now that we're done, I just hope you have a wonderful time. OpenEmu just has begun updating again, so I hope you have a wonderful time, and I look forward to more videos with you explaining how to do various tasks. Thank you very much. Be safe out there, and I'll be signing off. Hello there. Now this is a way you can support my channel here. So first way is my store. This is the Streamlabs store. You can go buy some merchandise, support the channel, some little wacky merchandise with logos on it. Coming up next is my Teespring store, which I will feature products from the store on my videos, other content from time to time. Similar. Very similar, cool, spiffy merchandise you can get with logos on it. A nice hoodie right here with the winter season going on. And here's my Patreon. You can subscribe for exclusive access, early access, and the honor of being a member who offers support to my channel and the ongoing operations and creations especially. And the other one here, I also have a Rumble, which I have other videos for, because with YouTube you want to have a subject focus, so there's other content of other subjects, and this should be it. So in the meantime, I want to thank you as my audience for stopping by to watch this video, and thank you for all your support. In the meantime, be safe out there, and I'll be signing off.
Hi everyone, Kaos Nova here, and this is the ending of the video presentation on Kaos Tutorials. And here's the deal: if you want to see more of my tutorials on getting your old games to work on Mac, and you want to see more tutorials on how to do various other tasks, such as very cheap ways to make YouTube videos that still look decent, and much more, feel free to subscribe. And if you want to be among the first to get each video, hit the notifications. And please, if you enjoy liking this, your vote still counts, so please click the like with a big thumbs up. All right, you have a wonderful day, and I'll be signing off.